From his $48 million Miami mansion to hell on earth where chaos reigns.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the latest developments surrounding the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs following a grand jury indictment. Warning, some of the information contains distressing details.
Combs has pled not guilty. Those were the only words he uttered in court yesterday.
Hell-on-earth prison conditions.
The music mogul who once traveled by private jet to all those mansions is now in a jail that is notorious for its bad living conditions.
Following his arrest for racketeering, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in relations for money, rapper and music magnate Sean Diddy Combs is being held in Brooklyn's notorious Metropolitan Detention Center, commonly referred to as the MDC.
I've had clients describe MDC as hell, as the worst conditions they've been in.
The facility has long been infamous for its troubling conditions, which include rat infestations, rampant violence, and understaffing.
And violence is not the only issue. Accusations of medical neglect, staffing shortages, smuggling of drugs, some allegedly facilitated by employees.
There have also been instances of falling concrete, freezing temperatures, and, quote, busted cells. Moreover, the prison has seen its share of inmate deaths, including incidents of prisoners taking their own lives.
It is a horrible, horrible place.
Despite multiple reports of human rights violations, the MDC remains a primary holding facility for high-risk detainees, housing up to 1,600 inmates, including the likes of cartel kingpins and other dangerous criminals.
It's so out of control inside that 4 federal judges are reportedly refusing to send any more prisoners here.
Diddy is hardly the first celebrity to be locked up at the MDC, as past high-profile detainees include Ghislaine Maxwell, R. Kelly, Pharma bro Martin Shkreli, and Nexium cult founder Keith Raniere, among others. Combs' lawyers have argued that the facility is not fit for pre-trial detention, specifically citing the recent string of detainee deaths.
Now arguing for him to be moved to a prison in New Jersey in the lead-up to this trial, citing the prison's poor conditions, violence, and deaths.
Denied bail twice.
Look, he has limitless funds. He can hop on his plane. He can go anywhere in the world. The defense says, look, he gave up his passport. He came to New York willingly.
Despite the poor conditions at the Metropolitan Detention Center, the rap mogul will remain detained there. This after a judge denied his appeal for bail for a second time.
So this is the second judge, his second attempt to get bail, and he offered all kinds of things that I haven't heard before and still got turned down.
On September 18, 2024, Judge Andrew Carter upheld the previous decision to deny bail, rejecting a $50 million bond secured by Combs' team. The judge cited the disgraced businessman's history of violence, substance use, and the potential for witness tampering. Prosecutors successfully argued that Combs is also a flight risk and alleged that the victims identified so far represent only a small portion of a much larger operation. They also accused Combs of coercing victims through violence, such as, quote, slamming their heads into car windows, and claimed he has recently attempted to contact individuals connected to the case. The fear is that he would continue to do these things.
They couldn't prove that he's not a danger to the community and that he couldn't corrupt the case by trying to reach out to victims, something that the prosecutors have said he had tried to do multiple times.
Combs' defense team had proposed strict conditions for his release, including oversight by a private security team and restrictions on female visitors, but the judge found these measures insufficient. Following the ruling, Combs' lawyer Mark Agnifilo expressed disappointment, saying, quote, things did not go our way today. However, he vowed to continue pushing for Diddy's release along with a speedy trial.
Outside the New York City courthouse, his lawyer defiant.
He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer.
Desperate to speak to his children.
How's your dad doing? How's your dad doing? Family members appeared somber as they arrived at federal court in Manhattan today.
According to media outlet TMZ, Diddy is currently not in a good place mentally. It's said that Combs' primary concern is for his children. TMZ sources have purported that the dad of 7 is deeply worried about his kids' well-being as he spends his time in a 10 by 8 foot cell. So much so that he is desperately wanting to speak with them. The outlet notes that the family is leaning on each other for support and turning to their faith for strength. While Combs' sons, Quincy, Justin, Christian, and Chance, are all legal adults, Love, Delilah, and Jesse are still minors. And while it's clear that his family and friends can visit periodically, it's unclear how often Diddy can call them. arrest footage leaked.
New surveillance video shows Combs being taken into custody in a Manhattan hotel last week.
Have we been given a glimpse at Diddy's last moment of freedom for the foreseeable future? In footage published by TMZ, a man, allegedly Sean Diddy Combs, can be seen in a black trench coat walking into the Park Hyatt New York lobby with an entourage. It's here that we see him quickly led away by 2 men. A short time later, he is seen being escorted by 4 men out of the hotel with his hands seemingly cuffed behind his back. This as his crew look on confused. The hotel's security camera recorded the incident on Monday, September 16, 2024. Diddy had been staying at the hotel for over a week at this point. His lawyers have asserted that Combs specifically traveled to New York to, quote, surrender to authorities, thus making the arrest unnecessary and unexpected.
Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in.
In the moments and days before the arrest, footage shows Diddy enjoying his time in NYC, engaging and posing with pictures with fans on the streets. Alleged texts released.
We're going to begin tonight with the alarming images now emerging of Sean Diddy Combs.
The new video obtained exclusively by CNN.
4 months after a 2016 surveillance video of Sean Diddy Combs allegedly assaulting his ex, Cassie Ventura, was made public, new details of the incident have emerged. This during Combs' second bail request hearing.
The texts were revealed on September 18th while Diddy was in federal court to appeal his denial of pretrial release following his arrest and indictment earlier this week.
Amid the proceedings, prosecutors read aloud alleged text messages between Diddy and Ventura. These were purportedly sent following the brutal altercation that saw Cassie violently attacked as she attempted to leave in an elevator.
It shows Combs brutally beating his then-girlfriend, singer Cassie, who prosecutors say was attempting to escape from one of Combs' so-called freak-offs, elaborated coerced sex parties that he often recorded.
Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson, referencing the texts, claimed Diddy sent a message after the shocking assault where he pleaded with Cassie to call off the police. The texts reportedly read, quote, "Call me, the cops are here," and, quote, "I have 6 kids, I'm surrounded." The alleged victim responded in part, quote, "You think it's okay to do what you've done." It's believed more messages will be brought forth during Combs' federal trial.
Adding that the two had loved each other, in which the judge responded, "What's love got to do with that?" calling the video disturbing.
A minor legal victory.
Why Sean Diddy Combs no longer has to pay $100 million in a sexual assault case.
Amid his onslaught of troubles, Diddy has secured a minor legal victory during a motion hearing on September 18, 2024. It was here that one of his attorneys, David Fink, persuaded the judge to overturn a large judgment. The case, separate from the federal charges, involves inmate Derek Lee Cardello Smith, who has accused Diddy of indecently assaulting him after a 1997 Detroit party.
Alleged that he had encountered Combs while working at a Detroit area restaurant in 1997.
However, the judge ruled that Cardello Smith failed to properly serve the lawsuit according to Michigan law. The judge also lifted a temporary restraining order that had prevented Diddy from selling assets to cover damages. The case will now move forward as a standard lawsuit, with Diddy expected to file for its dismissal. Regardless, it's believed Diddy will win the case due to the statute of limitations, as the alleged incident occurred over 26 years ago.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Self-harm surveillance. It was revealed that upon his detention at New York's Metropolitan Detention Center, Sean Diddy Combs was placed on self-harm surveillance. However, Diddy's attorney Mark Agnifilo says that the watch directive issued by officials is nothing more than a routine measure for, quote, new high-profile inmates.
It's routine. They're going to keep him outside of the general population to monitor his psychological health, as well as to protect him, because he's such a high-profile figure that he would be a target of violence.
Furthermore, Agnifilo says that after spending 6 hours with the music magnate at the federal lockup, he can assert that Diddy is in no danger of harming himself at all. More so, Combs' defense attorney says that he was, quote, strong, healthy, confident, and focused on his defense. Agnifilo believes self-harm is not a concern for his client, and comparisons to the likes of accused trafficker Jeffrey Epstein should not be made.
His team just released a statement saying that he is strong and he's looking forward to his defense.
Have you been following the details surrounding the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs? Share your thoughts on the emerging situation in the comments below.
He can continue to appeal this and can appeal the bond, right? But you saw it with Ghislaine Maxwell. She continued to appeal and was not successful. Now 2 federal judges saying, you got to stay behind bars.